World Cup final. It's time, man. It's time. And Morocco did a phenomenal try, but this French team only needed 5 minutes. Only needed 5 minutes to get it started, man. But how are you, Brenton? How are you doing?
I gotta say it after all of these games, it's sad. It's almost sad. It's coming to a conclusion. On Sunday, we will have our World Cup champion, and it will either be France or Argentina. And like you said in our podcast over the weekend, either of these, if you're looking at it as a neutral fan, either of these outcomes are historic, right? Kylian Mbappé getting a back-to-back World Cup, or
It's gonna happen.
Leo Messi. Yeah, or oh, you think so?
That
Okay.
Mbappé back-to-back World Cup winner. No debates. Ballon d'Or winner. Ballon d'Or winner. This is the only way a PSG player unanimously worldwide will be considered. No, if Messi wins too. No, that is not true. But this is the way of Mbappé winning the Ballon d'Or by winning this World Cup. 5 goals, in this World Cup already, and he is the best player until now in the World Cup. I'm gonna say.
Well, I'm gonna. Okay, yeah, I'm with you in some respects, most definitely. But Leo Messi is gonna come into the chat right now and say, "I've got 5 goals, I've got 3 assists in this tournament. I'm leading or co-leading both categories of statistics." You couldn't write this any better. It's almost like master versus protege in some respect. On top of that, I'm gonna make a really obscure Rocky. This is like Rocky 4, when Rocky winds up having Rocky being already the champion, having to then fight his protege, and it's gonna be Messi versus Mbappe. You're right. Not just for the World Cup champion, not just to be World Cup champion, but also for the Ballon d'Or. And that is absolutely unbelievable.
This is the clutchest moment in Mbappe's life, okay? There's no Pogba there that was the leader. There's no Kante, no Griezmann, and Nkunku, no Benzema. So now he's the star boy. He is the Ballon d'Or winner that France needs, not Benzema, okay? So this is why I'm expecting him to show up. Mbappe thinks the GOAT is Cristiano Ronaldo, and he plays on the same team as Messi. So now, turn up, Mbappe. Now's the moment. Now the world is watching. This is the biggest moment of his life.
But here's the thing, right? No Antoine Griezmann, no party.
Facts.
No Antoine Griezmann, no party.
Konate.
He is, and Konate in that game was just absolutely stellar. But no Antoine Griezmann, no party, because he did a lot of what he needed to do in the shadows in this game. He was not Mr. Front and Center for the most part, but he was everywhere on that pitch. He was absolutely everywhere on that pitch. Mm-hmm. And I think he created 4 or 5 chances, made a couple pretty vital tackles. Griezmann deserves. I don't know if he deserves the same plaudits he got in 2018 when he literally basically helped lead them to the World Cup championship, but I think he's pretty dang close. And if he can finish it, if it's a Griezmann Mbappe versus Messi, and the rest of Messi's team doesn't show up, then I don't know.
Alvarez is turning up big time, man. The player with the biggest work rate in Argentina's team. He knows the biggest chance for me to play at starter this season is at Argentina, not at Man City with Erling Haaland. And Alvarez is going bold with 4 goals scored already. This man needs to be talked more. And Man City only spend £14 million. 14 million pounds, man, to get like the region of Aguero. Like, I can't believe this. And for France game, I just want to say this, man. This man, for me, I'm going to say he's a top 3 midfielder in the world right now, and that is Tchouaméni. Real Madrid are geniuses. They sold Casemiro for 70 million, and Tchouaméni was 80 with 20 variables. Tchouaméni is the gel of this French national team. The passes are fast, the transitions is fast because of Tchouaméni, and the duels won. Oh, my days. This Moroccan midfield with Amrabat, they didn't want to play against Chouamani. And this is crazy for me that Monaco, okay, when they sold Chouamani and Mbappe combined, made 260 million for Monaco. And now they're showing why. Okay, if they play like this for France, like this, man, at least double of the price right now, man. 500 million. These men are going bold. The future of football. So Monaco, big credit. Just want to say that.
Big credit. Well, big credit too. I mean, I'm not saying you're forgetting them, but yeah, Youssef Fofana had to step in there for Adrien Rabiot, who's had himself a tournament, which is not easy to do. Not easy to do in a World Cup semifinal. You know, Fofana is 23 years old, but he's also an AS Monaco product, and he's probably the next one, not to go for 100 million, but he would likely be the next one to be leaving Monaco for maybe a little higher quality club, which is kind of mean to say because Monaco's been just a stellar kind of breeding ground for a lot of these phenomenal players. But listen, I got to go back to Argentina for a second because that was a wonderful game. Obviously, the penalty kick early on, there's arguments to be made about it. It changed the game, all that good stuff. But like, let's just say it right now, or call a spade, whatever you want to say, or however you want to say it. The best thing to happen to the Argentinian national team was to lose to Saudi Arabia on the first match day. Okay, on their first match day. You know why? It forced Scaloni to make changes. It forced him to put in the players that wound up being the difference makers all through the tournament. Enzo Fernandez and Julian Alvarez. Absolutely. And there's one more for some reason I'm missing right now because there was one more change. Oh, well, when Lisandro Martinez started for a little bit, there was definitely a change when it came into it. So I got to say, like, how funny is that? They could wind up, right? Remember, we talked about Spain losing on the first day, and then they wound up going on to win in 2010. Argentina. I think I got laughed at in the comments. We need to go back to the TikToks because I think I got laughed at when I said that because then because then everyone was like, oh, well, then Qatar could do that or so-and-so could do that. Yeah, but these were favorites. Argentina was a favorite. We forget coming into this, and now everybody is going back and saying, oh, yeah, all along we knew Argentina was going to be a favorite. No. And you know what? I'm going to say right now, I think Argentina has what it takes to poke and prod the weaknesses in the defense of France. This French team is not the 2018 French team. This is not the 2018 French
Mbappe's
team. Jules
better
Koundé, Mbappe's better, absolutely.
But
the defense, aside from Ibrahima Konate today, aside from Hugo Lloris today, the defense is. Teo was good, but he was more good on the offense. He was more solid on it. He is needed on there. But that's where Argentina can also poke and prod and get that early goal. So I am actually going to say that I do think, while I am sort of French, my last name is, well, I'm not going to say my last name. You can find it anywhere. All you got to do is search me. Yeah, Bonnet. I am technically French. But when it comes down to it, I am going to say that I do think Argentina and I do think Leo Messi is going to win this final.
I'm going to be the Frenchman, so Mbappé.
Yeah.
Come on, Mbappé, man. Win this the Ballon d'Or, man. We want to see it. The first post we've ever done at FB Wonder Kids was Kylian Mbappé. Kylian Mbappé. Scroll down to see it, man. And we are proud to say we expected to see this level. I expected, I can guarantee you, Ballon d'Or one day. Ballon d'Or one day. So, sorry.
I was just going to say, that goes way back, man. That goes way back to the first post.
That's 7 years, I think. So, or 8. I think it's 8 years. Monaco, yeah. That's crazy.
That would have been 2015, 2016, I think. Or 2016, 2017. One of the two.
That was I see here a comment by Juan. Just want to answer. Enzo Fernandez to Liverpool or Real Madrid? My answer is it all depends on Jude Bellingham. I think Jude Bellingham's going to go to the Prem and then to Real Madrid one day as a stepping stone. So I'm going to say Enzo to Real Madrid. Okay, I've seen Di Maria go. I've seen Coentrão go. There's good relationships with Benfica and Real Madrid. And Enzo with Tchouaméni, with Valverde, another South American midfielder, it would be insane. So I expect Enzo Tuchel. That's my answer.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I think Enzo keeps growing in stature. I think Julian Alvarez, 4 goals in 4 games, as you've already said. It's only a shame that I believe it's only Enzo that is he is eligible for Young Player of the Year, right? Julian Alvarez misses the cutoff,
22,
which is kind of a shame for Alvarez or the Aranya. But ultimately, come on, not even a year ago, these guys were still playing together at River Plate.
Fact.
Marcelo Gallardo had them, and they had one of the best seasons that they had in a pretty long time at River. And then they went on their own ways. Well, actually, no, they didn't go on their own ways right away. Yeah. They signed for different teams, and then they continued to play. And then the best thing that happened for them, believe it or not, heading into this World Cup, was the fact that Enzo Fernandez got to sign for Benfica. He was supposed to stay the rest of the year with River, and then they got booted out unceremoniously from the Copa Libertadores, and then he got to report to Benfica, and then the rest of the world started to catch up to who Enzo Fernandez was, right? So it's amazing how this stuff works out, but literally Julian Alvarez and Enzo Fernandez next to, as the supporting cast of Leo Messi, have been absolutely just ridiculously stellar, right, in terms of providing that bite and that goal from Alvarez, who knew that the best way to score against Croatia was just to go straight down the gut, right, and just keep running.
Gvardiol, what Messi did to Gvardiol, we know the consistency that Gvardiol had until the Argentina game. Messi did world-class moments against Gvardiol, and he learned a lesson at 20. That was insane, the dribbling next to him. And Alvarez knew where to be at the right time. I will say this again. Alvarez, Lautaro. Haaland ahead of Alvarez. So it's only time for one day Haaland and Alvarez to be compared. And it's only a matter of work, more playing time, because the talent is there. Okay? I believe in this kid. I believe in this kid being the striker of Argentina for the next 10 years, Julian Alvarez. That could happen. And it's not surprising. It's not surprising. And Pep Guardiola's with him. What a manager.
Yeah.
And I do think Man City are the team to get Guardiola. I reflected on this hard, and the left back problem is always an issue. And I'm sure Guardiola, after that extension, big bucks are coming. Big bucks are coming. So, yeah, well, Messi rested Guardiola. So the people in the chat agree.
that would fit in the vibe of Guardiola always spending pretty big, right, when it comes to the defense. Yeah. So, you know, Gvardiol to Manchester City. I guess I'm sure we're not the first ones to say it, but I guess you've heard it here first today, right after the final. No, but I mean, obviously, yeah, Gvardiol in that moment, man, he thought he had Messi. He thought he had Messi contained after that first little run, and then Messi did that little feint back, and then boom, turned him, ran him on the touchline, and my goodness, just created enough space for Julian Alvarez to just kind of crash the goal, and boom. There's that goal. There's that gut punch, and Croatia's gone. So everyone here, if you've got a drink in front of you, right, I don't care if it's non-alcoholic or alcoholic, but come on, you got to pour one out today for Luka Modric, because that man is all class, even though he had some words for the refereeing at the end of the game. But that man is nothing but class personified, the longevity of what he's done. If this is the last time we've seen him at a World Cup, which I'm pretty certain it is, my goodness, one of the best midfielders of all time. And I did say it the other day that based on the long-term breadth of what he's done for how long he's done it, in my opinion, he is the best midfielder of all time.
Ooh, that's so bold, but Croatian fans definitely agree. Definitely agree. And a Galactico that won 5 Champions League. So in terms of, even awards, you can't go against that. You can't go against that. And I got to say this, man. You questioned the ref in this game, and I'm going to question the ref big time in the Morocco against France game, okay? There was a huge foul on Marcus Thuram that I don't know how the ref didn't blow a yellow on that. And Mbappé. And Mbappé was clearly fouled by Amrabat, okay? What an amazing run in the 51st minute. Go check the tape, man. Mbappé, clear foul. But talking about Amrabat, I want to say this. Onahi and Amrabat, leave this World Cup as definitely players to watch where they're going to go next. They deserve the credit, and this is by no surprise they're semifinalists. They played good football, and they dominated the majority of the game with France. And I was surprised when they put the 4-3-3. They should have played 4-3-3 since the start of the game. Why did Wally change it? They lost the game straight away with that. 5 minutes it only took France, man, to exploit that. So
I don't probably because their players were dropping like flies when it comes to injuries. I mean, my goodness, Aguerd was technically in the starting lineup, and then 5 minutes beforehand they had to yank him out because he was injured fully. You had El Yamik had that wonderful bicycle kick, and like this is what I want to highlight about Morocco. Everybody that came in really did play with like a similar passion, right? With a similar understanding of what the tactical profile of the team was supposed to be, with a similar defensive intensity. And that in and of itself was just so dang impressive. Like it really was. The next man up mentality of Morocco was just so cool to watch. True. And even in the end, like I have to say it, and this is why I feel confident that Argentina is going to beat France to win the World Cup. I honestly believe that Morocco had some of the better chances, or some of the better chances that just weren't taken. There were a bunch of instances where if you put Messi in that similar scenario of like Amala, right? Amala for Morocco had a couple chances. Unahi had a couple chances. If you put Messi in that scenario, even if you put Julian Alvarez in that scenario, like those balls are getting put in the back of the net. They are. They just are. Okay. So if France gives them those chances and France looks as disorganized, I honestly believe that Argentina, if they could put one or two away, it's going to be tough. And if not, Mbappé is going to hit them on a counter or whatever. But
the France-Argentina game, if Argentina are going to beat France, the only way I see it is with Messi going so bold like he did in the semifinal, and a world-class game by Emiliano Martinez, because Mbappé is going to go with everything he's got, okay, to win this Ballon d'Or. And at 23, he know the floor is mine, okay? The stage of the world is mine. So I'm going to go with Mbappe's belief, man, okay? He's been nurturing for this moment. He's been growing for this moment. And the World Cup is his competition, as it seems. So, but Messi, I gotta say this: he's the oldest player to score 5 goals in a World Cup. Messi at 35 is showing levels, okay, and he's showing one of that longevity, like you say for Modric at 37. Messi is doing very well for Argentina. So I think MLS, if he goes to the MLS, man, Messi will definitely be the best player ever in the MLS, and he will definitely be for some decades, man. Okay, and Messi. So he's in Miami, man. My deal if it happens.
I'm sure somewhere. I don't know where he is right now, but somewhere Zlatan would say, "No, I'm the best player ever. I'm the best player ever. Doesn't matter where I am. I graced the galaxy with my presence. I am the best player ever." But listen. Like Leo Messi, okay, I'm not going to be a troll. I'm not going to be a troll in this instance, but like you see it so much, whether it's in the comments of TikTok or it's in the comments of YouTube or it's all over other people's things. Messi making the World Cup final, right? Messi having 5 goals, 3 assists. Like, do we have to? If we have to have and we have to legislate the GOAT talk, right? Does it move the needle in any direction because Messi is where he is right now? And I don't want you to answer that, because I know Ronaldo has still done so many good things, and I am all for appreciating both of them half and half, right? But when it comes down to it, I would love to see what people actually think. Does it move the needle to the side of Messi from a GOAT standpoint versus Ronaldo because of what he just did in terms of leading Argentina after a first day loss to the Saudis? Does it move the needle in favor of Leo Messi as greatest of all time?
Please, Mbappe. Please, Mbappé. Please, Mbappé. Please, that's what I gotta say. No, but seriously, Mbappé sees Ronaldo as his idol too. So I really think, man, that the clutchness moment. But if look, this is the truth. Messi, if he wins the World Cup, for Argentina, they win it since 1986. That was Diego Maradona to win it before. Argentina is one of the best countries of football. Heritage, definitely. And Messi has Finalissima, which will count. Copa America, Di Maria and Martinez went bold. And now in the final, I think he's proven that he's carrying Argentina until this final. But if he goes very bold, like Maradona would in a final, I think he'll conquer the hearts of the world. I think that's the case. I think that's the case. The needle for the world will be on Messi's side. That's what. Yeah,
but when it came down to it with Maradona, with the Argentinian World Cup wins, he needed his supporting cast when all was said and done. Oh, it wasn't just Maradona, you know.
I'll say it was just Maradona, man. Like, come on, the man carried. Yeah. The man carried Argentina.
What? It is going to be really, really interesting to see, guys like Theo Hernandez.
A better supporting cast than Maradona, in my opinion.
Back in when were they in the final? That was 2014. That was 2014, right?
Yeah.
Germany, Argentina.
Oh, yeah.
2014. He definitely had the better supporting cast then. I mean, that team was phenomenal. But now, this Argentinian supporting cast has been growing into pretty much every game.
But they play around every game. They were unbeaten in 36 games. Because they play for Messi's strengths. And I'm not saying it's bad. That's phenomenal, okay? And they just know how to play. So, now it's the test.
Now it's the test. And that's the thing. It's
listening until now.
Right. Well, actually, put in the comment section, I just want to know. Come on. Light up the chat, please. Come on. France or Argentina? Who's it going to be?
Definitely.
Who's it going to be? Put it in there. I got to see it. Score predictions, please. And you know what? For the hell of it, put in Morocco versus Croatia too, because I have a feeling that is going to be a fun game to watch. Believe it or not, as far as third place consolation games go, it is pretty amazing. And we got to say it right now: Croatia, what they've done over the last 8 years is absolutely unreal, considering the demographics, considering how few people are in that country, considering how much they've punched above their weight with the talent they have at their disposal and the longevity of that talent, right? And how it's all been meshed together. And then Morocco created one of the coolest, over here, I don't know what they call it over there, but in March Madness college basketball tournament, they call it a Cinderella run.
No.
Here, I mean, that's what Morocco did. They were that dark horse. But they weren't even a dark horse. They were a team that nobody except for Samuel Eto'o, had them in their semifinals necessarily from day one. Everyone was like, Senegal, African champions, this, that, but they were doing it for not only the African world, they were doing it for the Arab world too.
It. That was good guess. That was a pretty good guess, man. He knew about Al-Nahi before us, man. But out of curiosity, at an extent, just who do you think's gonna get Al-Nahi? Who do you think should get Al-Nahi? I don't like the Barca. I don't like the Barca news. He won't play as much.
But did you see Youssef Fofana talking to Azzedine Ounahi at the end of the game? I am going to call it the next step up for Ounahi is AS Monaco.
Oh, what? That'd be interesting. But I don't know if they'll pay he'll be like 30. 30
well,
million.
Listen, I mean, maybe. But it's Angers. Angers is in the bottom of the heap in Ligue 1. And a couple years ago,
I'm smelling
and a couple. Yeah,
I'm smelling.
I don't know. I think. Yes, there's so much money.
Oh, now so I guess it really. Bidding war.
It depends. It depends on who his agent is, right? When it comes down to it, but I really do think from a career perspective, what would be best for Ounahi at 22 years old would be to take the step up at Ligue 1 first, and then make a move a couple years from now.
Go to Newcastle, Bruno Guimaraes, Ounahi. Legacy, like Almiron. I don't know, but I'm feeling Prem, man. I don't know. I think the Barca talk. Everybody's linked to Barca nowadays. Enzo's linked to Barca, and he's more likely to go to Real. Like what? We saw what happened with Hendrik. We saw what happened.
Yeah.
70 million with tax. He's going to Real. Makes total sense. Like, but going back to the final. So our final predictions are France, me, you're going with Argentina. I love that one. Mbappé, por favor. But you wanted to do something, right?
I did. So just, I've seen these around. I think they're pretty awesome. They mean nothing when it all comes down to it, but it is a fun little exercise. If you are going to, as best as tactically possible, line up both best 11s, right? Assuming that, what's his name, comes back. Rabiot comes back from sickness. Assuming that Acuna comes back for Argentina. What I'd like to do is I'd like to line them up, and I'd like to see who you think is better in each position here between France and Argentina as we head into Sunday's final showdown. And I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about it. So here we go. You ready?
Yeah,
you ready for this?
Go with it.
All right. Start with goalkeeper, Lloris or Emiliano Martinez?
I'll go with Martinez because a lot of clutch moments from Martinez, but Lloris has been going bold for France. Great replacement for Mike Maignan, but he's still a replacement. Martinez is irreplaceable.
But those two first half saves versus Morocco today,
get you.
I mean, things could have been different today. Could have been different.
But
for
Maignan
France.
is healthy; he plays.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think I know your answer on this one, but left back Theo versus Marcus Acuna.
Theo Hernandez, man. What a left back, okay? One of the best left backs in the world right now, 24.
Yeah, best left back in this World Cup. And I guess Theo wouldn't have necessarily started every game if Lucas did not tear his ACL, his own flesh and blood, his own brother. and I'm going to say it, the French team, Les Bleus would have looked a whole lot different moving forward,
I agree.
Without Theo, because while they might have had maybe a little more, defensive integrity, Theo has been the main reason why France has been able to do, because they have kept no clean sheets except for today. No clean sheets in this whole tournament. So they kept the clean sheet when it most mattered. But yeah, and that's another question. I am going to use Ibrahima Konate for this, so we'll see because there's obviously another center back you could throw in here. But I'm going to go with the old heads here, the vets. Otamendi or Raphael Varane?
Man, Otamendi has been having. He's underrated, but Varane. I'll go Varane. I'll go Varane because the class he has. But Otamendi, man. He's got that dog, man. And for Benfica, too. Great. He's helping a lot, Antonio Silva. But
okay. I think I'm going to pick Otamendi in this. I still remember a time. Yeah, like wasn't even really a year and a half ago. I still remember a time that people thought Otamendi was washed up, right? Thought he was done, dusted, washed up. He had a period of bad form where people were like ready to just cast him aside. And he's really come back with a vengeance. Like he deserves a whole lot more credit. Yeah, I guess Benfica. Benfica. All right. Center back here. We're going to go with the young bucks for the most part. Cuti Romero or Ibrahima Konate?
Man, it's hard to go against Konate after that Moroccan game. That's what I got to say. And Konate had a beautiful, beautiful first season at Liverpool too. Romero is instrumental, but I'll go with Konate because we saw one of the best center back performances in this World Cup today against Morocco.
Yeah,
no clean sheet because of him.
I know. It was that U23 French spine, man. Konate and the two center mids, right? Chouameni and Fofana were great. All right. Right back, Jules Koundé or Nahuel Molina?
Molina.
Say it.
I'll say Molina deserves credit, so I'm going to go Molina on this one. I think Molina, it's underrated the fact that he went to Atletico. No one noticed that move from Udinese, and now we're being reminded why. Does a team like Atletico get Molina, and he's performing well? Right. I'll go Molina, but come on.
that one's tough, but Molina, I mean, he's also been in the attack as well. He's kind of like Theo Light on the right side. Theo Light for Argentina. Okay. All right, center mid. These aren't going to be perfect, but we're going to go Leandro Paredes or Aurelien Chouameni.
Chouameni, the best midfielder in this World Cup. I'm going to say that. Bruno Fernandes. Well, and Amrabat. Okay, then Amrabat I'm going to put ahead. And Tchouaméni
Okay.
is the best one. The best one.
Yeah, Amrabat, man. What a tournament.
What a tournament.
What a tournament. Ay, ay, ay. All right. Adrian Rabiot, assuming he's back, or Enzo Fernandez?
Enzo Fernandez, man. Benfica are not going to keep this guy. 80 million. Okay. They can get 100 maybe, okay? 100! And Enzo deserves to be at the world's biggest stage. He's one of the best midfielders in Champions League right now.
Yeah, well, I bet Benfica is at least hoping they hold on him to the end of the year.
Hey, man, Benfica with Enzo, Gonçalo Ramos, and Antonio Silva. That's 250 million they'll get easily. Easily. Woo. Man, just over this 3 months past, Bretson. 3 months.
yeah, that's a lot of dough. That is a lot. That is a lot of dough. Roger Schmidt.
Yes.
All right. This next one I think is also a slam dunk, but maybe not. Antoine Griezmann or Rodrigo de Paul?
De Paul, Messi's bodyguard, right? I'm gonna go Griezmann, the all-time top assister of French history, and he is the one between the lines that is in the shadows. He's the Robin, and Mbappé is the Batman. So
there you go. So we picked them because we know they're not like very similar, but Rodrigo de Paul as the enforcer of Messi, and Antoine Griezmann as I think you just said, the Robin to Mbappe's Batman. Wonderful. All right. This one is also a little bit weird because we've got tactical differences here, but Olivier Giroud versus Julian Alvarez.
Oh, gonna go with Alvarez. I'm going to trust the youth on this one, okay? I know Giroud's instrumental and the reason why he's there, but Benzema could be there too. You know what I mean? So Alvarez, 4 goals. Nobody could do the role that Alvarez is doing for Argentina. The first defender in any situation for Argentina defending. That man puts the work. So Alvarez.
Okay. All right. Isn't that crazy? You got Messi and Mbappe on 5 goals, and you've got Olivier Giroud and Julian Alvarez on 4 goals. So it's a France-Argentina party at the top of the list there. I'm going to skip over the striker role for a second, and I'm going to go to the other side. I'm going to go to Ousmane Dembele versus this one's weird, versus Alexis McAllister. I know that they don't tactically line up, but
the two. Yeah. I think in this game against Morocco, there was a moment he showed that first touch, and we were all like mesmerized. This man can play with both feet so easily. But McAllister's having a cracking tournament. It's mad that a Brighton player is in the final of the World Cup. Just want to say that's mad.
I don't think people realize the pedigree of the McAllister name, even beyond the holiday hit Home Alone and Kevin McAllister. Alexis McAllister has 2 brothers, and both of them are professional athletes. And all 3 of them at one point played for Argentinos Juniors. And one of them actually is named Kevin McAllister, if you ever watched Home Alone. But Alexis McAllister here, I'm gonna kind of say Ousmane Dembele obviously has the ability to be just insanely electric and obviously be world class. And when he's on, he's almost virtually impossible to stop. And there's a good chance it happens in the World Cup final. But I really, really like what Alexis McAllister brings in terms of grit and determination and the occasional foray forward for Argentina. So I'm going to say it's a little closer than you give it credit. I'd still go for Dembele. Finally,
you were hinting so hard, McAllister, mate.
I am. I am. Just they're not necessary. They're nowhere close to each. Positionally, they're not really the same. But I think McAllister, when all is said and done, is going to play kind of a bigger role for Argentina in the final than maybe Dembele will. Dembele has to score or has to assist in order to play his role, I think. And I don't think he had that great of a game today versus Morocco.
I could have done better. Yeah, I agree. There were moments that were needed. Yeah, that's true.
All right, but we all know what quality he can bring. So it's going to be really interesting whether or not he, kind of squirms in the moment and kind of, gives in to the kind of the pressure situation. But I think each and every one of these guys, McAllister and Alvarez and Enzo, they've gotten pretty much incrementally better every game that they've been in it. So I think they're going to get and take another step up in the final, which is why this is how I'm trying to justify an Argentina over France win. Finally, this is just bizarre to even do this, but I am going to do it to you, and we are going to make sure that it is codified and put on camera forever and ever and ever. Amen. Leo Messi or Kylian Mbappé?
Kylian Mbappé. Please go bold in this final. You have the same amount of goals, than Lionel Messi with 5. You have one less assist. This is the game you make the difference and become the best player in the world's eyes. This is what needs to happen. This is what needs to happen. Show why Qatar is spending so much money in you, mate, with PSG. Like, come on, this is the tournament of Mbappé. Like, the sheikhs must be like, you know what I mean? Come on, Mbappé. You know, your reminder. You must get a second reminder that he's in Qatar. So,
well, the last one I got to give you is Didier Deschamps or Scaloni.
Ah, interesting. I like how you're comparing it. And I'm going to say Scaloni because he's won the Finalissima, won the Copa America, and now going to win the World Cup maybe if they go bold with Messi, okay? So I'm going to give big credit to Scaloni because he's making the troops ride up with Messi. Because Messi had some shaky moments before Scaloni. Yeah. He needed that supporting cast in the locker room. And Scaloni does just that. But who'd you go with Mbappe and Messi, Breton? Who do you go with Mbappe and Messi for this World Cup final?
Listen, I've loved Mbappe's rising, and I think 5 years or 6 years from now, we're going to be looking at Mbappe as literally maybe one of the best players ever. Okay, but I am going to say right now, I mean, Leo Messi, he's ready for this moment. He's not going to let this one slip away. I'm going to say that on the day, it's going to be Leo Messi over Mbappe.
We're ready to see this, man. We're ready. Yeah. Who would you answer different? With the Konate, though. I think you were hesitant with Romero and Konate.
Well, Konate was probably the best part of that defense today. I obviously one of my biggest things here. I know Hugo Lloris hasn't been involved in a penalty kick just yet. Oh wait, he did save. No, I'm sorry. He scared Harry Kane off, right, with his penalty. I think Hugo Lloris, if France is going to win this game, he's going to have a massive, massive game. He's very capable of doing so. I probably would have, believe it or not, gone with Lloris over Emiliano Martinez. Yeah, I know. But I thought we were going to maybe defer on. I thought you were going to pick Jules Koundé over Molina. I thought Molina has had a very, very good World Cup so far. So I would have picked.
Right back, though.
No, he's not the best right back. No. In fact, who was it at the Copa America playing on a? Oh no, he's not the best right back at the tournament. Absolutely not. What? That is Hakimi.
Oh, yeah,
that is Hakimi.
Sorry.
100%. 100% Hakimi.
Hakimi,
yes.
You were like, no. I was like, what?
Yeah, no, and it's funny. Like there were some people that were in on Twitter and in the comment section were like trying to say that Hakimi got fleeced by Kylian Mbappe multiple times, and it's like, first off, it's Kylian Mbappe, one, and two, Hakimi held his own multiple times, and there was that one time from Amrabat that he looked like he was hobbling at center mid. He looked gassed. He looked like he was needed a ventilator or something. And then Kylian Mbappe got sprung on the wing. And I've never seen a man that I didn't think was fast to begin with run faster or catch up to Kylian Mbappe with a ball as Amrabat did. So I honestly, I can't say enough how unbelievable a job it was for Morocco and that foul. Yeah. But no, I mean, differences here. Julian Alvarez, 4 goals. Olivier Giroud, 4 goals.
Giroud,
it's a toss-up. I do. I'm a big Giroud guy, but I do think that Alvarez is ticking upwards, and I think this is kind of a passing of the torch. Because here's the crazy thing. Here is the crazy thing. Messi leaves, right? Maybe after this World Cup. Probably. Definitely. Okay? If he wins it, right? This Argentinian team is actually set up pretty nicely for the future. They are.
Garnacho goes bold, maybe?
Maybe. I mean, nobody there with the Messi type of light here. But, Brazil, everybody is going to be passing the torch over time. And the only one that is not right here. Well, you know what? Brazil needs to stop losing big games, I guess.
But without Messi, I think Brazil still has Vini coming up. They got Rodrigo, Martinelli. They got a young. They're not Thiago Silva. Yeah, that is true. But but put down below. What do you think of this Argentina setup, okay? And who would you disagree, okay, in this situation of going with the 11, okay? We want to know your thoughts on this one. And is there any player, just ending this stream, in this World Cup that you want to highlight? The player of not the main player, but a player to highlight. Not Musa.
Nah, Musa, that's my guy. That's
20
my
million.
guy.
20
Not
million.
Tyler Adams. Tyler
No.
Adams with the Manchester United links here.
Wow,
No, I mean,
on. You spent 70 million on Casemiro. Like what?
I mean, I know. Well, so what do you mean by this? Like any person? If I'm gonna pick a person, it's the guy that from day one I've been talking about, and that's Unahi. Azzedine Unahi went from 2 years ago, I think it was. He was in the Championnat, which is the third division of Ligue 1, right? Mm-hmm. And then he's playing with Angers, who's not even considered great. And, he comes in for a guy, Walid Regahi, who is like, not even considered a longtime coach in Morocco. Like, this is not a guy that was built from pedigree, if you will. They didn't bring in, like, a legendary boss. They brought in a guy and gave him a chance. And this guy saw something in Unahi and made him a centerpiece and a focal point of the Moroccan team. I'm going to pick Unahi when it comes down to it, because every game he's just been such just a tour de force, and always showing up as one of the better players on the field, even when Messi was on the pitch, even when Gavi and Pedri were on the pitch, even when Vitinha and Bruno Fernandes was on the pitch. So Unahi gets my vote as breakout player of the tournament when it comes down to it. I'm sure if I think harder about it, there's others. But man, oh man, has he been good for his age? 22. Whew. Love it.
I like that. I like that show. And I'll go with that too. Unahi is the FC Wonder Kid shout. Definitely, man. Go from unknown to known. That needs to be said more. And Enzo, I want to say Enzo's confirmed to the world, a lot of people, that he is a baller. To Kudus, maybe, bold shouts. And Tchouaméni really confirming to the world why Real Madrid paid close to 100 million too. I think that would be those would be the highlights. But people, if you're watching until now, please, even if you're watching it not live, we need those likes, okay, for this to be viewed. So please don't forget to like this video, okay? And go bold in the comment section by saying who is your highlight of this tournament. We want to see the comment section filled of predictions for the final and players to highlight in this World Cup. We'll be answering as much as we can. I'll say all, because I think we answer all of them.
We try to.
Man, so thank you to everyone who's supporting us at FC Wonder Kid.